Hello, welcome to the channel everybody, and today I'm going to show you how to make your own pastrami at home using corned beef. So stick around, I'm going to show you how. So you know what we're doing today? We're doing pastrami, homemade pastrami. I'm going to smoke it on my pellet grill, my Pit Boss pellet grill. But this takes a little bit of prep. This is not a one-day deal. Because I'm using a corned beef, which has already been cured and corned, we need to get some of that salt out of this. This is going to take 2 days. I'm going to let this soak in water. I've already washed this off, and it's trimmed up fairly nicely. There's just a little bit of fat up here, not too much. I'm going to leave that on, let that render down when it smokes. But the first thing we have to do is get a lot of that salt out of here. So I've washed this up really well. All I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and stick it in here in this cold water, get it covered, get it in the fridge, and let it sit there probably for about a day. Actually, it's going to be a day. And so we'll try to draw a lot of that salt out. And tomorrow we'll come down and we'll get it all seasoned up out on the Pit Boss, and we're going to make pastrami. So it's in the water, we're going to put it away. I'll be back in a YouTube second. For you, to me, I'll actually be back here tomorrow. So stick around, more follow. Well, here we are, 1 day later, and I forgot to mention that when you put the corned beef into the water to desalinate it, you should be changing that water about every 8 hours, which I have been doing. So we've let this desalinate. There's still a little bit of salt in there, and now what we're going to do is going to go ahead and get our rub on here, and then we're going to go ahead and get it out to the Pit Boss. So let's go ahead, and so I'm not going to dry this off. I'm going to let it stay damp. That'll let the rub adhere to it a little bit more. I'm actually going to put it in a little pan here. So you know that little packet of seasoning that you get with the corned beef? Don't throw that away, because I'm going to add that to my rub. Now my rub is, it's a very basic rub. It's half a cup of coarsely ground black pepper, 2 tablespoons of garlic powder, 2 tablespoons of onion powder, a tablespoon of ground coriander, a tablespoon of paprika, and I think that's just about it. So, oh, and a quarter cup of brown sugar. Make sure I didn't forget that. That brown sugar is going to help caramelize that and put a really nice bark on this. All right, so in go my little seeds, or my seasoning packet. Give it a little mix here. And all I'm going to do is rub this up nicely. Work this in. Now this rub mixture that I gave you the amounts for, you could easily do 2 of these roast or 2 of these briskets with corned beefs, what have you. So if you want to cut, if you're only doing one, you can cut it in half, but I'm going to save that because I got a couple other ideas that I might want to try with that rub that I think that'll work. So there you go. We're looking good. Now I'm going to throw this pan away, because what's going to happen is I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to do a fast smoke on this. I'm not going to really smoke it either. I'm going to give it a little bit of smoke, because I don't like my pastrami too smoky. So I'm not going to use a smoking tube, but what I am going to do is I'm going to cook it at like I'm going to set the grill for 375. It's going to cook at about 275, and it should take about 4 hours to get to 165. Once it hits 165, I'm going to put it back in this little pan here with about 3/4 of an inch or an inch of water. I'm going to cover it tightly with foil. I'm going to put it back on the grill, and we're going to bring it up to about 205 degrees so it's nice and tender. You know, like, you know, cats, you know how tender theirs is? Because we're basically going to steam it the rest of the way through. Alright, so I'm going to go wash my hands. We're going to move outside, and we're going to get this on the Pit Boss. So don't go away. Okay, it's sprinkling a little bit out here, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time outside. So, got my Pit Boss heated up. I'm actually going to put it to more like the left side, where it's not as hot as the right side. And so it should cook at about 275 there. Like I said, for about 4 hours. So we'll get this on, and then we'll come back, and then hit to 165, and we'll put it in the tray. Well, there you have it. Ready to go. Get this shut. And we'll come back. Okay, so I'm at about 165 right now. I've got my pan that actually had a little bit of the seasoning in, so I just put some water in that. I'm going to take it off, get it into the pan, get some foil on it. We'll get it back on. We'll probably check back in about an hour, hour and a half, and we're looking for about 205 degrees. So we'll let this steam off, cook off the rest of the way, and we should be looking pretty darn good. Okay, so I've got it all wrapped up onto the grill. We'll get this shut, and then we'll come back. Welcome back, and I think we're at a good spot right here. I temp this, and actually I went a couple degrees over, so it's at 209 right now. I was really hoping for 206. Guess I fell asleep at the wheel, huh? But it looks fantastic. It smells fantastic. It smells like pastrami. And when I actually took the temp with my probe here, I'm just going to show you. This probe went in like a hot knife in butter. No resistance whatsoever. I mean, that, you can see, I don't know if you can see that, but it's got some nice spring back on it. So it's looking really good. So right now I'm not going to cut it. I'm going to cover it back up. I want it to rest for at least another 30 minutes. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cover it back up. We're going to let it rest. Then we'll come back. We'll slice this up. We're going to kind of do a little ode to Katz's and make a nice pastrami sandwich. I got some rye here. I got some nice thinly sliced Swiss in my fridge. Got some nice brown mustard here, and I might even add a little bit of mayo to it. So we're going to come back in a couple minutes. Well, seconds your time, 30 minutes my time. We're going to give this a cut, and I think we're going to have some pretty darn good pastrami. Moment of truth. Now, it's pretty small, but as you remember, I started out with a pretty small cut of corned beef. So moving forward, I'd probably go ahead and try to get a bigger one, but I'm just practicing, so this is going to be good enough for a couple of people, right? Alrighty, looks good. Still got some nice spring to it. So the grain is going this way, so I'm going to cut against the grain and come down like this. We'll cut a couple slices off here, and we're going to give this a try. Then we're going to make a sandwich. Well, I'm not going to say it's a cat sandwich. My sandwich, my pastrami in Swiss. And wow, it's got a really nice bark. Super tender. Oh my goodness. I don't know if you can see that, but nice and tender. Oh my God. I give this a try, right? Moment of truth. Wow. Fantastic. That is pastrami right there. And you saw how easy it is to make. Gotta make it. Alright, so I'm going to cut some more of this. And then I'm going to make a sandwich. Pastrami sandwich. And that's going to be the real test. Alright, I got this all sliced up. Now, let's build a sandwich. Now, I'm not going to build one of those mile-high ones. I'm not, no. I don't eat a sandwich that I can't get my mouth around. I don't know, does that sound right? So, what I'm going to do is Put some mustard on one side. Go in with my mayo on the other side. A little smear. Alrighty. So I'm going to take some of this from the middle here. Get my Swiss cheese on there. Looking good. Put the top on there. Wipe my hands because I hate stuff on my hands. Now that's, like I said, not those big thick Katz's style, but that is so tender. So this should be very, very tender. And melt in your mouth. My God. Making your own pastrami is not hard. You can go out and buy it. Okay? Have at it. But to make your own at home, if you got a pit boss or a pellet grill, it's so freaking easy. I need to do that long, slow smoke. This took about all in all 6 hours. Probably could have even taken a little bit less, but this is fantastic. Alright, so before I wrap up, let me go ahead and do my episode shout. This episode is dedicated to the Navy men's rugby team who came up just that short against St. Mary's for the national championship. Better luck next year. Great game, great group of guys, and so this is dedicated to you guys. And hey, so if you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button, subscribe, most importantly share right over there. Go ahead and hit the logo. It makes it so much easier to subscribe to the channel. So until next time, thanks, and we'll see you.